Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. For today's video, we get to take an up-close and personal, in-depth look at this very unique 2012 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited equipped with the JK-8 conversion kit, which more or less turns it into a pickup truck. Pretty sweet. As always guys, this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the Wrangler JK-8. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, go over the performance data, talk about the conversion kit and how it's applied to the vehicle, and show you many of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as exterior. A big thanks and shout out to Cosmo Motors in Hickory, North Carolina for providing this example. For more information on their dealership and current inventory, please feel free to check out their website provided in the description box below. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in, start it up, let it run. This example has been highly modified over a standard Wrangler, so we'll try to point out all of the differences as we go through the video. For example, when you open the door, this one has electrically assisted running boards, which are a nice touch with the added vehicle ride height. The exterior is finished in crushed orange with the standard black cloth interior. In higher specs, you can also opt for full leather upholstery and even fancier interior options. The Wrangler features recirculating ball, power-assisted steering with a robust 2-link cross-car steering linkage system. It's said to provide one of the stiffest possible steering linkages in a solid axle vehicle. This leads to more precise on-center feel and steering efforts for both on- and off-road driving. It features a steering ratio of 16.7:1, while lock-to-lock is achieved in 3.5 turns. It's all routed through a 3-spoke leather-wrapped multifunction steering wheel. Turning diameter for the Unlimited is 41.2 feet, which is 6.3 feet wider than a regular Wrangler due to the longer wheelbase. With an updated powertrain introduced for 2012, the Wrangler gained a new 5-speed automatic transmission to replace the previous 4-speed automatic. It still has auto-stick manual shift-in ability by just pulling it back into drive and tipping it left to right. Your 4-wheel drive transfer case is to the left, and there's also a mechanical parking brake in the center console right next to the driver. If you prefer to row your own gears, a 6-speed manual is also available. So let's go ahead and flip on the headlamps, the fog lamps, and the hazards. Both front windows are automatic down. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior. The JK-8 conversion kit was first introduced in 2012 as a complete Mopar accessory package, designed to offer one of the most radical customization options you can get from the factory. Inspired by the popular Jeep Scrambler CJ-8 from the 1980s, it allows you to convert your 4-door Wrangler Unlimited into a pickup truck. It doesn't add any additional towing capability, but it does offer the flexibility of having a decent amount of open bed space for those die-hard Jeep enthusiasts who are also in need of a truck. The conversion isn't cheap, and some may just assume buy a truck, but it's highly unique and stands out from the crowd, a spectacular sight in person. This example has of course been highly customized in many ways, from wheels and tires to auxiliary lighting, robust steel bumpers, a lift kit, and more. Wranglers in general are some of the most customizable vehicles out there, especially when it comes to off-road performance. The JK-8 takes personality to a whole new level as a complete kit with instructions, coming in a large Mopar-stamped wooden crate that measures around 7 feet by 5 feet by 2.5 feet. As you might expect, installation involves a lot of labor-intensive bodywork along with various new and modified components. At an original MSRP of $5,499, the kit includes the removable fiberglass freedom panels that rest over the front seats, a removable fiberglass hardtop that features a sliding rear window and 2 fixed outer windows, a fixed fiberglass bulkhead that separates the cab from the bed of a truck, a relatively roomy 44 by 50 inch steel bed, the inner and outer stamped steel bed panels, and new sport bar extensions to replace the rear portion of the stock sport bar that's removed for the conversion. It also comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty that covers the materials and workmanship performed at the dealership. The conversion is a permanent modification to the vehicle. It can be done at your local Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealership, body shop, or a skilled individual who prefers a DIY project and are familiar with welding and fabrication. Installation costs are not factored into the kit's MSRP, so when looking at initial pricing for 2012, a base model Sport Unlimited that didn't have air conditioning but with the JK-8 package would have started around $32,000 before installation, so it was quite a bit of a premium. So honestly, how is the conversion done? Starting with a Wrangler Unlimited, the first step is to remove each rear door, then the rear bumper assembly, hardtop, and freedom panels. Then the rear portion of the interior is removed along with the seats and carpeting before various exterior trim pieces are removed and set aside. Next comes the bodywork. To remove the inner and outer panels, the spot welds are drilled out, allowing the panels to simply fall away without having to cut any sheet metal. After that, the rear sport bar is cut away and removed along with the B-pillars. At this point, disassembly is complete. Reassembly is a reverse process but now integrates the new components. It begins with the installation of the B-pillars, cross-membered truck bed, and the inner and outer bed panels, the latter of which are re-welded to the Wrangler's chassis. After that, the sport bar extensions and fiberglass bulkhead assembly is installed. Everything is pretty much assembled at this point, so the components are then prepped for paint. For the final touches, the glass is installed into the hardtop before placement on the vehicle. Lastly, the exterior trim pieces are reinstalled along with the special badge in the left rear quarter. The door out back is basically the same one that you would find in any typical Wrangler. Once you open it up, you swing it out, the spare tires mounted on the back, and that gains you plenty of access to all the storage space you have back there. With the relatively modest bed space compared to a more traditional pickup and shorter bed size, you're not going to have the same kind of practicality that you would in a typical pickup, but it's pretty nice that you can have the best of both worlds here and the added practicality if you need it. Fit and finish is excellent. This one also features a Line-X spray-in bed liner. The Wrangler is available with 3 different wheel options from the factory that range between 16 to 18 inches in diameter, depending on which trim level you spring for. With those, wheels are either 225/75 tires or 255/70 tires, unless you spring for the Rubicon, which receives Meteor 255/75 off-road tires. This example has been fitted with an aftermarket set of 20-inch KMC XD Series multi-spoke cast aluminum gloss black wheels, wrapped in 35 by 12.5-inch Toyo Open Country maximum traction tires. Brakes consist of 4-wheel discs and single-piston calipers. Up front, there's 11.9-inch internally ventilated rotors and 12.44-inch solid rotors in the rear that are able to bring a stock Wrangler Unlimited to a stop from 60 miles an hour in around 135 feet. The Wrangler uses traditional body-on-frame construction and features front and rear live axles, track bars, coil springs, stabilizer bars, and, on Wranglers equipped with 17 and 18-inch wheels, monotube high-pressurized gas-charged shock absorbers. Protecting the fuel tank, transfer case, and transmission oil pan are 3 skid plates to provide a necessary barrier when off-road. Rubicon models add heavy-gauge tubular steel rock rails to minimize potential body damage on severe terrain. An electronic front sway bar disconnect is also featured on Rubicon models to help provide additional wheel travel when needed. A stock Wrangler Unlimited has an overall length of 173.4 inches with a width of 73.9 inches and a height of 70.8 inches. Wheelbase is 116 inches. Weight, depending on your model and transmission, varies between 4,000 and 4,300 pounds. Boosting power and efficiency for 2012 was the introduction of Chrysler Group's new 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, an all-aluminum engine that features chain-driven dual overhead cams, variable valve timing, 4 valves per cylinder, cast iron bore liners, and multi-port fuel injection. The compression ratio is rated at 10.2 to 1 with an electronically limited red line of 6,600 RPM. Customers have the choice between a 5-speed automatic or 6-speed manual transmission. Compared to the 3.8-liter 12-valve iron block V6 that powered Wranglers between 2007 and 2011, the Pentastar weighs over 90 pounds less, delivers up to 21 miles to the gallon, and boosts horsepower and torque ratings by 83 and 23 respectively. All in all, it develops 285 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 260 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. The Wrangler's application also sees unique upper and lower oil pan requirements, which helps keep the oil within reach of the pump when operating at steep grades, making sure everything stays properly lubricated. With the new engine came a big boost in performance, making it able to hit 60 miles an hour in around 7.5 seconds. That's well over 3 seconds quicker than the previous engine. Top speed is governed to around 98 miles an hour. As far as fuel economy, the Wrangler carries a 22.5-gallon tank and runs on regular 87 octane. EPA estimates range between 16 miles to a gallon in the city and 20 on the highway for the automatic transmission, or up to 21 miles to a gallon on the highway for the manual. This generation Wrangler has been around since 2007 and has received numerous updates over the years. One of the most significant was an all-new, higher quality interior for 2011. Along with a more stylish layout, it also features a bit more soft edge material, some throwback elements here and there, and more available premium features than ever before. In addition to power locks, windows, and mirrors, you can also opt for high-end audio systems, navigation, heated leather seats, and so much more. As we've come to expect from the Wrangler over the years, the interior is very utilitarian and basic with great ergonomics and a generally no-nonsense layout. The seats are more comfortable than you'd expect. There's not much in terms of lateral support, but there's great back support and a lot of cushion. Both the driver and passenger feature manual adjustment. The JK-8's hardtop is completely removable in addition to the freedom panels if you just want it partially open. I like the added glass all the way around, and that sliding rear window is pretty cool. There's also a little bit of storage space behind the seats. The steering wheel is manual tilting telescoping, there's a little storage tray on top, plenty of satin silver accents and rugged looking air vents, along with a full padded roll bar. So let's go ahead and get a few sound clips.
So let's go ahead and shut her up.
The Wrangler comes standard with a 6-speaker audio system, but a 6-speaker premium Infinity audio system with subwoofer and 368 watts of power was also available, all routed through an AM/FM in-dash radio, a CD player, auxiliary input, and available satellite radio. In the bottom of the dash, you have a small storage net, your power mirrors, power outlet, downhill assist, and traction control. In the rear, there's a locking padded center console with a decent amount of space in addition to an extra power outlet. It's also a 2-tier design with a storage tray on top. There's an extra storage tray in the dash, 2 cup holders in the center console, and overall the interior is very roomy and open. The pillars aren't too big, there's no side curtain airbags or anything like that, so the visibility is absolutely excellent. On the steering wheel, the radio controls are on the back of the upper spokes, cruise control to the right, driver information, and hands-free telephone to the left.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and shut her down. And check out the rest of the vehicle. The passenger seat is also manually adjusting, but it doesn't have the extra height adjustment that you find in the driver's seat. Down below, you also have a locking glove box. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at this 2012 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited JK-8. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.